up, everyone? Welcome to the very first episode of Pitch, Pit, and Punch. This is the channel where football meets Formula One and Fight Night gets just as much love. I'm pumped to kick things off with the massive Super Sunday, Liverpool versus Arsenal at Anfield. And of course, we've got our last Dutch Grand Prix in the Formula One, where Max Verstappen will be looking to end things off with a bang. Let's go! Starting off with the massive main event today, Liverpool versus Arsenal at Anfield. We've got a few points to go through. Firstly, obviously, it is a Super Sunday game, so there's a lot of pressure. Very close game. In the last 2 years, Arsenal haven't lost at Anfield, which is massive in its own because we all know that Anfield is a fortress, and Liverpool are the current champions. Arsenal's going there to actually try to prove that they are serious about being title contenders this season. For both teams, because it's the third game of the season, it's not necessarily a must win, but whoever wins this fixture will be telling the rest of the league how serious they are. Obviously, Liverpool being the defending champions will look to walk away without a loss, and Arsenal as the title contenders coming second in the last 3 years. Bridesmaid. They'll be looking to actually prove to people that this season, with the signings that they've made, they are actually true title contenders. Look, there's going to be a lot of key battles. Not everyone is fully fit. I mean, even if you look at Arsenal's squad, they're missing big players in Havertz, Saka, and Odegaard. However, with the transfer markets, I would say that these are the two teams that have had the best transfer window. Liverpool started early, got their players in, Florian Wirtz. They've got Frimpong. They also got in Ekatike. So those players have had more time to play together. Florian Wirtz is the only one who, the Liverpool fans are actually waiting to click. However, Ekatike is flying. You can see that this is definitely the kind of team that he is built for. His ceiling is very high in terms of just growth, and we're just waiting for that time where Florian Wirtz starts clicking with Szoboszlai, and the rest of the Liverpool fans are super excited with their signings. And then I would definitely say that a close second, if not the best window for now, bar Liverpool getting Isak, I would say Arsenal have definitely had a banging window. You've seen Andrea Berta has really come in with his sharp negotiation skills, and I would definitely say that Gyökeres, Eze, as well as Zubimendi. Almost forgot Zubimendi. Those are the three biggest signings in Arsenal's window. Let's look at the key battles. So we obviously know Salah on the right wing will be going up against either Calafiori or Miles Lewis Skelly. Now, I would prefer Miles Lewis Skelly because of the pace that Salah comes with. Last season, MLS showed that he can actually keep up with Salah. However, with Calafiori, it's the pace that lets me, it makes me a bit nervous just because of how quick Salah is and how evasive he can be. However, with his experience and his aggression, it could work in our favor. And then there's another key battle with Ekatike versus Gabriel Magalhaes. So we'll see how Ekatike can handle the partnership of Saliba and Gabriel, knowing that Arsenal do have the best defense in the Premier League thus far. So that's going to be super exciting. And then we also have Gyökeres versus Van Dijk. Now, that is the best centre-back in the Premier League. Obviously, we've seen him handle Haaland like it's nothing. So I don't really expect Gyökeres to challenge Van Dijk. The best way for Gyökeres would be to do what he did against Leeds, which is his iconic, signature scoring where he'll go to the left, cut in, and possibly cause problems there. The one thing that is also interesting is how Liverpool will defend the set pieces, because we've noticed that Konate this season hasn't started the best. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of key battles. I'm mostly interested in seeing how the new players actually start clicking. I'm also interested to see if Arteta is going to be brave enough to start Eze in this game, knowing that Eze has already played Liverpool for Crystal Palace. He's had a good preseason with Crystal Palace, and he scored against them. So where will he play Eze? Will it be on the left wing, or will it be in Odegaard's position? I would prefer him to start him in the number 10 position, allowing Martinelli and Madueke to run up the wings in terms of counter-attacking. And then, maybe later in the match when Martinelli comes off, Eze can go to the left, Nwaneri comes in as a 10, or either way. We've got a lot of opportunities in terms of options with the injuries we've got, and the quality in depth as well. So yeah, that's the Liverpool game for me so far. So with the Formula One, short and sweet, really, it is the return of Formula One after the mid-season break. So we are coming to the Dutch Grand Prix, and this is the last Dutch Grand Prix. This is where Max Verstappen dominates every single season. It's his home race. We know the Orange Army. Funny enough, I'm wearing the Netherlands shirt. So yeah, he's going to be very confident. He doesn't have the best car this season. However, looking at qualifying, he performed very well. Behind the two fastest cars, he's qualified in Q3, which is actually quite interesting because when you look at the standings this season, Piastri's number one with about 285 points, if I'm not mistaken. And then we've got Norris with 275 points and Verstappen 187 points. So this is how they are actually lining up in the standings, and this is how they're starting the race. My biggest concern with McLaren is Norris. When it comes to the start of every race, he's had maybe two good starts this season. Now, with Verstappen in third, he's literally in the perfect position to actually mess up the standings in the first corner. So if Norris has a bad start, that means it could be Piastri, Verstappen, Norris in the first corner. And that won't bode well for McLaren. Even though McLaren is the faster car, we expect Verstappen to be very aggressive in his defense. But this will come down to pit strategy, yellow flags, and really seeing how Piastri and Norris work as a team to get that McLaren 1-2. Now, with regards to the rest of the field, obviously we'll be looking at Carlos Sainz, who actually qualified within Q3, and Alonso as well, as the two Spaniards that are going to try to push as hard as possible. We'll see how Mercedes can possibly spoil the party, with Ferrari obviously seeing if they can get their vehicle to come as close as possible to the podium finishes. So yeah, this is going to be a very exciting Sunday with the football and the Formula One. Let's go. So that's today's lineup. Football fireworks at Anfield and Formula One madness at the Dutch Grand Prix. Make sure to drop your predictions in the comment section and let us know who do you think is going to win at Anfield, what the score prediction is going to be, who's going to score. Let us know who you think is going to be on the podium at the Dutch Grand Prix. And do you think Max Verstappen is going to make it look easy again? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, because this is just the beginning for Pitch, Pit, and Punch. And as you know, I promise you it's going to be one hell of a ride. Have an awesome, awesome Sunday. And thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time.